All right, you are welcome to the AI in Education workshop, and this is one of the sessions we have been holding in the past month about how AI is leveraged in the educational sector. All right, so I'm happy you guys have made it here. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Abu Bakr San Ali, and I will be the one who will guide you through the presentation today. And our agenda for today is as follows. We are going to start with an introduction, then we will look at an overview of AI. I will then show you some AI tools which you can use for your educational practice. We will discuss analytical and predictive AI. After that, we will discuss generative AI and also multimodal generative AI. Then we will look at our own proprietary powered learning management system, AI powered learning management system, which we developed. And we will also allow and open the floor for Q&A before we will close the session. So I am Abu Bakr San Ali, as I said earlier, and I welcome you from wherever you are joining this session. I personally studied electrical engineering. I did my PhD in the same field, and my specialization is in building AI powered systems. This station is hosted by Asataura Services, which is a company registered in the UAE. And what we do is we provide consulting services, training, workshops, research, and development, all in the areas of AI applications, and sometimes IoT. So before I start the session, I would like to maybe say that in the course of the presentation, okay, if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. And this is supposed to be an interactive session, okay? So I will really appreciate it if you will be giving me feedback, and because I will be asking questions, because if I do not have any response from your own end, then it will be difficult for me to explain things. And the reason why I would like to be getting feedback from you is because when I'm citing examples, I would like to always use your own background as the context. Okay, so for example, I know Skata is here. She Her background is in HR. So, and if I am going to cite some examples that are HR related, then that will resonate with her. It will make a lot of sense, and then the whole concept of AI will become clearer. So, if you do not mind, I would like to invite each one of you to just indicate in the chat what your background is and where you are joining us from. Okay, and I will use that for subsequent slides to explain further as we move through the slides. So please, in the chat, just quick, maybe one sentence, so that I know what is your background, your educational practice background, and what have you. It will help me in citing examples. All right. So while you are working on that, um, why are we here? Yeah, that's the main question, right? Why are we here? The main idea is we would like to understand what AI is and how AI can help us. All right, that's the main idea. How will AI help us grow our businesses? Okay, Silver Spring, Design Designer, welcome, Sophia. And yeah, I hope you will be able to get value from the session. Okay, so what will AI help us with? First of all, it will help us grow our business. Okay, we have Sanjana. All right, welcome Sanjana, data scientist. Awesome. Welcome Sanjana. All right, so this will also give you an idea of how you can implement your machine learning models in the context of education and build systems in this regard. All right. So going back to my explanation, I was talking about AI and how it will help us. First of all, We would like to grow our business. That is the primary objective. And then in the course of doing that, we would like to save cost. If we are able to save cost while growing our business, then we would like to also have a differentiating factor, a moat, something that will give us an edge amongst our competitors. Otherwise, then our business will no longer grow. It is going to stagnate. The growth is gonna stagnate, and that's not something we want, right? So AI will be able to help us in building this moat. It will also help us in launching our applications if we are building applications, or if it is a business we want to launch or a product. Then maybe if you integrate AI into your workflow, it will definitely help you launch faster. It will help you make your employees happier. And we will see how this is going to be the case for educators. You will see how AI is actually making life a lot easier for educators, and how you can also leverage AI in your own workflow to make your own life a lot easier, thereby making you happier. Lastly, we will also look at how AI can help students learning process. Okay, it will also help how students learn. Okay, so these are some of the objectives when you are trying to employ or integrate AI into your workflow. Most of the time, your objective is going to be one of these six things, either to grow your business, save cost, or to create a moat. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. You can send it in the chat, and you can also unmute or raise your hand, and we'll give you the floor to discuss. So let's start with a quick overview of AI. When we talk about AI, we're talking about the process where we try to simulate human intelligence using softwares. So we have these softwares that are built to simulate and try to mimic how humans think and execute their activities. So this is something we are going to look at. Okay, and when it comes to tools, okay, there are lots of tools out there. When you start to work with AI as a tool, and this is something maybe some of you must have used before. I'm sure if you have used YouTube, if you have made any purchase on Amazon, or you have used any Google service, I'm sure you must have come across AI. And AI has been there for years. It has been making life easier for us, but it doesn't it's not an obvious solution that we normally see or interact with until when ChatGPT was released by OpenAI. That's when most of us become aware of what AI could do and some of the advantages and benefits AI bring to the table. So first of all, when we talk about AI in the context of learning and teaching, the first thing is we should understand that AI is there to do one of these three things. One, either to improve or provide what we call personalized learning experience. So personalized learning experience in such a way that every student is considered to be, separate and comes from a different background. So based on your background as a student, there are some things that you might have already mastered before, and there are some areas which you might have some weaknesses. So if we are trying to put everybody in the same pedestal just because we are all in the same grade, then we might not be fair to all. So in the case of learning, when we provide personalized learning so that we are able to suit each and every student's needs, and not only that, some students have different ways and different styles of learning. Some are auditory, some are visual, some are kinesthetic, so we have all these different styles of learning. So AI can help you provide this kind of personalized learning experience to your students, where maybe if you have a student who is visual, AI can generate so many visuals that will appeal and make life a lot easier for the student to learn. Same thing with the auditory or kinesthetic. So it can be generating activities that can be able to help the student in that regard. Another thing is the productivity and efficiency. So just like you saw in the previous example with the personalized learning, if you are a teacher, you have a limit as a human. There is no way that you can be able to attend to so many students as well as maybe their parents and what have you. So the fact that you will have an AI maybe to reduce your workload is going to further increase your productivity. And we will also see some examples about how you can also leverage AI to see how you can also come up and highly increase your productivity as well as your efficiency. Efficiency means output over input. In engineering terms, we want to see, given a small amount of input or given an amount of input, what is the output we get at the end. So if I put an hour of work to work with an AI to develop maybe a lesson plan, what is going to be the output in that regard? And if I do not use an AI, what is going to be the output? What will I be able to achieve after 1 hour? So we will see how AI can help us in this regard to increase our efficiency. Lastly, we have creating and supplementing content. So this is also a way for AI to help you a lot. It will help you create content as well as supplement content. There are so many use cases and where this has been implemented and has been made possible for creating even textbooks. Some textbooks were created, as we will see in a use case, using AI. So they have some old textbooks and they try to update the content of the textbooks and they leverage AI to help them do that. So these are the three main objectives about how AI can help and improve teachers' job. Okay, so now that we have talked about this, we are going to the next step, which is to look at some tools that you can leverage as an educator. These are some of the tools that are out there. Most of them are ready for you to go and use. Some of them have free offerings, some are premium. So we would like to maybe look at some of them. For example, OpenAI. This is the most common one, right? Everybody knows OpenAI. I will say, okay, or let me not say everybody because I was proven wrong last week. So most of us know about ChatGPT, all right? And the company that made and developed ChatGPT is called OpenAI. So OpenAI, they came with so many different models out there which you can try. We have the ChatGPT, of course, is the most popular one. There is DALL-E, which is their image generator. They also have something that we call Whisper, which is their text to sound or sound to text. So OpenAI is very powerful. I have been using it for actually since they released it. I've used ChatGPT as well as also DALL-E. So I know what they can do as a teacher. I have been also using it for my research work sometimes, and also when try to develop some content, slides, and what have you. And I will show you how you can do that shortly. Audio Pen is another tool out there. You can use it to be dictating to the pen, and the pen will be able to write on your behalf. We have Canva Magic, right? Anybody who has used Canva, then you should know that they have integrated AI now into their workflow. So if you are trying to do some designs, you can actually write what you want to design, and some design templates will be generated for you based on your description. Very powerful. There is also QReport, EduAid, Physics, Slides.go. All these are AI tools out there which you can use. For example, quizzes will allow you to do so many different types of quizzes. Slides.go will allow you to build slides on the go, making life a lot easier. So some of these tools are free, as I mentioned, and some of them you have to pay to be able to use them. So as usual, I'm going to show you some things you can do with OpenAI ChatGPT, because this is they have the free version and it's very powerful enough. So as I said, if you have some questions, you can go ahead and ask. And I will also appreciate it if each and every one of us will indicate their background or what they teach or how they intend to use AI in their own workflow. And why I want that is because I believe if we have this information, I can be able to use it to cite examples in that context. Okay, so I have some data from Sophia as well as. So I will indicate, use some examples now to show you how you can use OpenAI to improve your workflow. OpenAI ChatGPT. Let me know in the chat if you have used OpenAI before. And to what extent have you used OpenAI ChatGPT before? Okay. Yeah, some have said yes. Okay. So Fahmi, for how long have you been using ChatGPT and what have you been able to do with it? For research work. Okay, amazing. For quick answers or suggestions, all right. So have you been able to use the image generator? Anyways, it's good that some of you have used it, and I will show some of the others who have not used it, some of the things you can use OpenAI ChatGPT to achieve. And as you can see, I will share my screen now. All right. So I would like to mention that I have a gift for all those who have attended at the end of the session. We are building an AI tool for educators, and we are hoping to launch it April. So stay tuned, and by the end of the session, I will show you how you can be able to join the waiting list. Once we release the tool, all those on our waiting list will be able to access the app and the tool. They can be able to use it for free for 3 months without any payment. Okay. So for example, as a teacher, one of the things I normally do is to, create a curriculum. So I will, for example, say generate a curriculum. Okay. Let's see. Curriculum, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, Sophia, what do you normally teach in your institute? It's MD, right? So, MD. I believe MD, that is medical doctor, if I'm not wrong. So, I can say maybe generate a curriculum for a first year MD student studying pharmacology. What do they call this? I'm an engineer, so I don't know what of the topics in medicine. Oh, MD Maryland. I'm very sorry. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Let me use another scenario. I'm not from the medical background, so I couldn't even come up with any suggestion regarding the topics we teach in the medical field. So let me maybe switch to something I know. We have a data scientist here. Okay. Yeah, we have a data scientist. So I will write something for first year data science student in the university. Science course. Let's go with course. Okay, so if you do something like this, ChatGPT will be able to help you generate some curriculum for you. Of course, it will always give you some introduction about some of the things. Okay, so you can see it has started generating the curriculum. For fall semester, you want to teach them introduction to data science, programming for data science, data manipulation and analysis. So curriculum development is one of the key things we do as teachers or educators. And this is something you can be able to use or leverage this type of AI to be able to accomplish. And you can see within few minutes, you'll be able to generate the curriculum for this particular course, which might have maybe taken you maybe hours to come up with, right? So this is one use case where you can use OpenAI ChatGPT. Okay, I'm using ChatGPT 4, which is the paid version. Okay, you can use the 3.5 also. It's powerful enough. It can do this for you. Okay, and all right, so let's go and try another use case for educators. Okay, maybe lecture notes. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe I like this. Okay, I like this. How accurate is this? All right, so in terms of accuracy, GPT-4, there is something they call evaluation metrics when they are trying to evaluate how good an AI is, especially generative AI models. Okay, so there are what we call, for example, uh, in the case of, let's say, generative AI, you would like to see the factuality, like how close are the content you generate to the facts, to the actual fact, you know. So you have a ground truth and you would like to see the output of your generative AI, whether it is as accurate to the ground truth as possible. So they test it, and GPT-4 was able to score very high. So in terms of accuracy, yes. But as usual, we always advise people, make sure you verify the content that is generated by the AI. That is going to be your responsibility. Consider this like a teaching assistant who is helping you out to reduce your workload. So whatever it generates for you, you will want to make sure what it generated is actually factual, is correct, is accurate. Okay. But yeah, for me, I know this area, so I know this field, and I can tell you with certainty that whatever that was generated here is actually what we normally teach in the class. All right. So I've been teaching data science almost for the past 4 years, and AI courses, and based on my experience, I know even before ChatGPT was released, I was teaching it and I was also attending courses. So yeah, yes, you need to confirm whether the content generated for you is actually correct or not. But most of the time, you can be rest assured that it will generate as closely to the ground truth as possible. But there is what we call hallucination. Sometimes this AI hallucinates, just like human beings. You know, sometimes you can forget, sometimes you can make a mistake. You know, you are certain about something when actually what you are certain about is not correct, is wrong, and you make a mistake. So you can have that scenario and situations too. That's why you always have to fact check the output. All right, so let's look at another use case. And mostly the next use case could be, for example, I would like to know, I would like to generate content for this first one, right? I can say generate lecture notes for this. And this is something that it can also do for you. It can generate fresh content, which is going to be a lecture note for you. So it will be able to generate more content. This is about what overview of data science and its application. So this is what it is telling you, overview. So it is even giving you all this information. All right. So you can see it's going to generate some lecture notes. Okay, it's telling you objective of this, introduction to data science, definition, goal, and what have you. It will generate all this content for us. Okay, and of course these are the things we teach. Of course, even though this is summarized, what, yeah, relatively the summary of what you will normally teach when you are given an overview of data science and its application. And yeah, so the life cycle, the ethics and privacy issue. We have the applications of data science, how we use it. Then we can conclude this lecture. Okay. So it can help you generate lecture notes, but as usual, make sure you verify. Okay, make sure you verify the content. All right. So another thing you can do apart from this is maybe you can brainstorm. You want to brainstorm some ideas. Okay. Okay. Let's say I can tell it. Okay. I want to create a new course that teaches natural language processing for, maybe I will say, for high school, for middle school. Let's go with middle school. So this can understand, but for middle school students. Okay. So let's brainstorm on what content. Okay, let's even start with the name. On the name of the course, the content, and the delivery method. Okay, this is something you would like to maybe ask. So for middle school students, a fantastic idea. The challenge lies in simplifying complex concepts while keeping the content engaging and interactive. Okay, and so on. So, and these are some course name ideas is provided for me that will be appealing to that level of students. Chatbots and chatter, exploring language with AI linguistics, word wizards, the art of teaching computers to understand us, talking tech, building bridges between humans and machines, code and conversations, and adventure into AI, stuff like that. Also provide me with the course content, and these are some of the delivery methods. It told me to use interactive lectures, hands-on workshops, group projects, gamifications, online platforms, and also maybe invite speakers. So this is some use case also that you can do. You can brainstorm with it, you can chat, and you can ask it a follow-up question. Okay, I say, okay, I like the second course name. So make me a logo for it. It can also generate an image for you, and that's actually what I'm trying to do. So I say I like the second course name. I didn't say have to indicate AI linguist, the magic of talking machines, and I said make me a logo for it. It can generate a logo for you. And this is also powerful. Sometimes you will want to generate some visualizations. Okay, and look at the logo it generated. Okay, and it will tell you why it generated this. It features playful and engaging design aiming to capture the imagination of middle school students and convey the exciting world of natural language processing and AI. All right, so this is something you can also do with the ChatGPT. You can also give it an image. Okay, you can give it an image and you can tell it to explain the image. So if you maybe have some exercises or activities, maybe in the course of teaching students how to work with let's say AI or what natural language processing is, I might come up with some visualizations, and then I will allow the AI to be able to interact with them. So let's see in Google, let's get some visualization. Let's see natural language processing. Let's get some image. Okay, I will look for something very nice. Okay, let's see. This one is fine. Okay, uses of natural language processing. Okay, let me save this image, or let me just copy the image. Copy image. Okay, can go to ChatGPT and I will paste it. So assuming this is an image that you added, for your students to work with as an activity, you can actually give it to the AI, maybe add it in a platform or something, and the students can be able to also gain some insight from images. You can say, okay, using the attached image, explain what this what the idea is. Idea is in simple terms, like as if you are explaining to a 5-year-old. Okay, this is a very nice prompt design actually. When you use the age, for example, 5-year-old, you will always get a very simplified explanation for complex topics. So it will be able to read this. As you can see, for me, I can also read it. Machine translation, information retrieval, sentiment analysis, information extraction, question and answering. Okay, so look at its explanation. Imagine you have a toy robot, you want to talk to it. Natural language processing is like teaching the robot how to understand what you are saying and then answer you back. It's like when you learn how to understand a story and then tell someone else what it is about. So, for example, if you speak in English and your friend speaks in another language, natural language processing can help the robot translate. And this is the first example, machine translation, how you translate one language to another language. So it can help the robot to translate what you say so your friend understands. It's like having a magic book that can change the words to a language your friend knows. The next one is information retrieval. So if you are happy or sad, the robot can understand your feelings, just like when you know your friend is happy because they are smiling. That's called sentiment analysis, okay? Which is like guessing how someone feels by looking at their face. Okay, and if you ask which is the third example, sentiment analysis, and if you ask the robot a question, it can find the answer for you. Just like when you ask where your toys are, your mom shows you where they are. That's called question and answering. Lastly, if you tell a story to the robot, it can pick out the important parts, like your favorite toy or the color of your shirt. That's called information extraction, which is like remembering the best parts of a fun day. So these are some of the ways you can leverage ChatGPT to be able to enhance and improve your own productivity. Of course, there are other ways. For example, you can also upload a file and you should be able to read the file and extract information and ask questions for you. All right. Yeah, so the image was created. Yes, this image, I said I like the second course name. The second course name is this one. Yeah, it gave me a suggestion for AI linguist, the magic of talking machine. And I like this name, so I told it to generate an image for me. Your ChatGPT is not creating image because you are not using the paid version. Okay, this is a paid feature. If you want to get your ChatGPT to be generating images, you need to get the ChatGPT Plus. This is the only one that can generate images. So for now, 3.5 doesn't generate images. Okay. But I think Gemini, you can try Gemini. I don't know if you have used it before. Google Gemini. Gemini.google.com. It's the latest model that was released by Google. It's also very powerful. I have used it before, and yeah, it was before Bard. That's what they used to call it, Google Bard. But now they have, when they released this Gemini, which was released by the Deep, when they released it, they now just switch Bard to become Gemini. So you can use it. It's very powerful also. You can upload images and you can ask it question about that. Okay, you can try to say generate. Although they have currently I think it is under development. They had some issue with it, I think 2 days ago. Some people were prompting it to generate images of people, and it came with images of people with some racial slur and stuff like that. So they had to now stop the feature of generating images. But let's see if they have unlocked it again. As a student learning mathematics in high school, let's see if it can do that. I know they have blocked the feature for image generation like 2 days ago because of that racial issue that happened. Let's see. Oh, it's back. Okay, you can see it has generated the image. Okay, you can download the full size. So this is free. Okay, Gemini is free. So you can leverage Gemini in case if you want to. I don't know if you can see my screen. The image generated. Okay, so these are whatever you can do with ChatGPT. You can also do the same with Gemini. Okay, also very powerful. And I think they also have released just recently. They have released the paid version of Gemini, just like ChatGPT Plus. Because they have what we call the multimodality, is something we're going to look into in the next few minutes. Okay, so I would like to move to the next part. I always like to do this quick intro about how you can also leverage these generic tools. Okay, yeah, it will create images for you. You are welcome. Okay, any question? Can anybody tell me some maybe challenges you think you might face when you are using these generic AI tools like Gemini or ChatGPT? Does anything come to mind? Have you foreseen some challenges, or you think there is no issues in this? Of course, we have indicated the first challenge, right? You have to always verify the content generated by these AI tools. And that's because sometimes you can, data and privacy. Yes. So I think for data and privacy, Google has made sure that they do not use your data. They have their own ethics department is very strong, so that your data is, as they claim, is secure. So they will not use your data. That's what they say. They will not use the data for training the AI or what have you. But I think ChatGPT, those ones could be. I'm not sure, but I know in some instances they indicate that they could use your data for training, but it will not be made available to the humans. Okay, so the staff of ChatGPT or OpenAI will not have access to your data. Only the AI could be used to further improve its training. That's something that in the case of OpenAI, I think applies. Okay. All right. So, but the most important thing is prompt engineering. Okay. You have to understand, you have to learn how to prompt the AI. That's the main challenging part, right? That's the main challenging thing. Some of these things you see me prompting the AI with and getting responses. It came with years of practice, because as I told you, I've been using this since they released ChatGPT in November 2022. Okay, which is almost a year and a half now. So, and I've been following them daily to see what are the additional features they added, and what are the things, what are what is the scope of the tool, what can it do and what can't it do, So, and also there is what we call prompt engineering. It's also a specific learning area which you can go and sit to learn how you can actually prompt the AI so that it will always be giving you the right response at given the question. Sometimes if you ask a generic question, it will not give you a very good answer. It will always give you a generic answer. So there are ways which we kind of engineer the prompt so that you will get very good results and the output. And some of these tools, okay, let me go back to the slide now. Okay. So some of these tools actually leverage this system of prompt engineering, like EduAid. You can check it out. That's all they do, okay? What we call prompt engineering. So it's also built by educators. So they realize, okay, as an educator, these are some of the things you normally do, and these are some of the things that AI can help you with. So how do we get the AI to be giving you the right answer while you just have to just do, normal things which you are used to, using your mouse to point and use the graphical UI user interface to be able to pick the options you want. Then you provide that, and it will be able to generate the right output for you. Okay. Same thing with quizzes. Same thing with Q report and what have you. Okay. Let's go. As I said, they can help you to do slides. That is something you can also do with OpenAI. Let me show you how you can generate PowerPoint slides with ChatGPT. I think that will also be a good exercise. Is that interesting to you? Should we have a look at how you can generate PowerPoint? Okay, so let me show you how you can do that. All right. Okay, awesome. And one funny thing with this AI, okay, always try to, praise it. When it tells you something and you like the answer, tell it, well done, good job, thanks, that's nice, this is good, or something like that. For some reason, it helps it in giving you better results. Okay, so I will say awesome. Okay, generate me PowerPoint slide for the lecture one. Okay. So it uses what we call the code interpreter. If you have used Python, if you know how to program with Python, then there is what we call the PDF library. The PDF library is very powerful. It can be able to read PDF for you, and also it can generate, PDFs for you. So you can use something similar to that. And there is also the slides library. It can be able to, you can do all that in code. So now it is generating the slides for what we indicated earlier. And these are the contents for the slides. So let it finish, and then we can tell it to make it into PowerPoint. So it can even tell you to add some few things. Okay, for example, here it's saying use a background graphic symbolizing data flow or collage of different industries impacted by data science. Okay, make sure you have your instructor name, course name, lecture date, and what have you. And then the second slide is what is data science. You have some brief definition. Then the third slide will be the life cycle of data science. Slide 4 will be ethics. Slide 5 will be applications, of data science. Slide 6, conclusion and Q&A. We'll also provide some design tips and what have you. So if you have used the plugins, they are what we call plugins. Okay. Now they have deactivated the plugins, but before you have what we call the plugins, which you can leverage to be able to generate this PowerPoint. But still, I can still post it. Okay. Code interpreter. Making slides. So the code interpreter is the sandbox. Normally, if you try to do any analysis, that has to do with programming. The sandbox, which is the code interpreter, will be the one to do all that for you. So I know, for example, there are some libraries, some Python libraries, which can be used to generate PowerPoint slides. That's why I told you to use the code interpreter to make the slides using the contents is generated here. So as you can see here, it says analyzing. Analyzing means it is writing the code that will help you to generate the PowerPoint slide. So the basic idea here is these are what we call the teacher-facing tools, right? Teacher-facing AI tools, meaning that these are AI tools out there to help you as a teacher or as an educator to be able to improve your own efficiency and productivity. Okay. Same thing also for a student too. He can also leverage the same. Students can also leverage the same to help them in learning. Okay, maybe for tutorials, a student can ask the AI to serve as a tutor to teach him a particular topic or her a particular topic, and also maybe write the grade level so that the AI will be able to change its tonality to suit that grade level. Okay, so that's something also a student can do. Administrators, maybe, or school administrators, okay, for those, maybe some of the things you can use this for maybe could be to maybe read CVs, you know, uh, generate emails and stuff like that. These are some of the features which you can leverage the AI to do. Okay, so it's still generating, it's still analyzing. Let's give it some few seconds to finish. Okay, it has finished. Okay, so it has been created. The sandbox give me the code. Okay, I can click here, I can download. All right, so let me share what it created with you. Okay, I don't know if you can see my screen. Okay, this is the slides it generated based on the content it generated. Okay, so this is the thingy, you know. Okay, so these are the things in the content you can see: ethics and data privacy, implications. Okay, so this is some of the things you can use it for. All right, so let's go back to the slides. We have quite some few slides to cover, but as I said, we have started building a tool that will be able to allow not just the teachers but students as well as administrators all together to have all these tools in the same place. Okay, so AI, the evolution of AI capabilities and tools. So we have what we call the predictive AI. Okay, and Sanjana, I'm sure, said she did the data. She is a data scientist. So most of the things we do in data science had to do with predictive AI. Basically, in predictive AI, we have some data and we train a model or an AI, and this model is able to learn patterns from the data so that they can make some prediction. That's the idea. For example, we can give it images of cats and dogs, okay? And we train it with many images of cats and dogs so that it will be able to classify, given any image, whether the image is that of a cat or the image is that of a dog. All right. So that's something we do in predictive AI. And as I said earlier, when you are looking at and when you are using, let's say, Amazon or YouTube, they normally give you recommendations, and those recommendations are also powered by predictive AI. So they look at your history. your watch time, they look at your activity on the site, and they predict what is the likely content that you will actually engage with, and they will recommend that for you. And that's also predictive AI. The sentiment analysis, which is also like natural language processing technique, just like you saw it explaining to the child there in the previous example. So the idea behind sentiment analysis is you have this, let's say, news articles, okay, and you are a stock trader, for example. So you are looking out for a particular stock. All right, let's say Google, for example, and you want to see what is the sentiment of people based on the news articles you are reading. If people are happy about Tesla, then you would like to buy Google. They are happy about Google, sorry, not Tesla. And if people are not happy about Google, maybe there is something that happened over the week, and some, like when they were laying off staff, people had a very negative sentiment about them. So that is something you can also teach AI to do. It can be able to analyze the sentiment behind a written article. It could be a social media post, it could be a news article, or anything else. All right. So these are some of the things that you can do with predictive AI. But after predictive AI, we move on to generative AI. And basically, what I have shown you with ChatGPT is what we call the generative AI. Okay, these are some of the things we did. We were able to generate text, we were able to generate images, and the code analyzer as I used to generate the PowerPoint slide was actually used code generation. Okay, you can do so many other things. For example, translation. You can translate one language to another. You can do summarization. You can do extracted questions and answers. You can provide it with an article, and you tell it, okay, give me some questions and answers from this article. All right. So recently, I will say very recent, we have what we call the multimodal generative AI. Gemini is one of that. GPT-4 is also a multimodal generative AI. Why they are called multimodal is because they have all this capability of having different models coming together. So before, if you want to generate image, you have to use a separate model. Okay, you can't use one single model. If you want to generate text, you have to use a separate text. If you want to be able to understand an image, you have to use a separate model. So everything is separate before in generative AI. I will say the first versions of the models that were built, but then later on they continue to train these models on diverse data sets, videos, you know, audio, images, text. Everything was used to train one specific AI. To the extent now the models have the power to not just understand text, but they can understand text, they can understand images, they can even watch a video and answer questions. Okay? You can give it a YouTube link and it will be able to watch the video and it will answer questions for you based on the link. I don't know if any of you have heard of Sora, SORA. It's the latest model that was released by OpenAI. Have you heard of it, Sora? Yes. So Sora can be able to generate videos. Okay? Yeah. You can just give it a prompt, just like we did with OpenAI. Yes, Sora. And it will be able to generate a video for you. I think the maximum it can generate is 1 minute video, but the video quality was outstanding. It was amazing. And the characters or the people it generates were realistic people. You will swear that they are real people, but they are actually AI generated. So that's something that the multimodal AI can do. So we will see how this has been used, and we will take a look at some use cases. For example, the predictive AI. This has been used to optimize so many things before. Let's look at some of the case studies and use cases. These are some of the success stories. For example, Georgia State University used generative AI to boost their student retention. Okay, use predictive AI. Sorry again, they use predictive AI. So what they realized was that there are a lot of dropout Okay, especially from students that come from, what we will say, from poor background. So many of them were dropping out of school. So they thought of a way to leverage AI so that they can be able to reduce that significantly. And I think they reduced the amount of dropouts by around 16%, which was a huge success. Carnegie Learning used AI, predictive AI, to build what we call personalized math education system. Okay. So based on a student background and his history or her history, the AI is able to synthesize and come up with suggestions of activities and all that for that student to be able to master a particular topic in math. So if the AI realizes the student is weak in algebra, then it will try to come up with different examples under algebra from different, perspectives, so that the student will be able to understand algebra properly before the student moves to the next topic. Duolingo also use predictive AI in their language learning uh, software and app. Very, very nice app. I've used it, I think, to learn Mandarin. Also, try to use it to also learn German. Very powerful app. You know, what they did was to provide the AI with your history. With your history, look at your activities, the exercises you did, the classes or the lessons you took. Based on that, you was able to see where you have weaknesses and where you have your strengths, and then it will keep on suggesting more exercises, more activities for you to learn or master those your weaknesses. And that's how they worked on used this predictive AI. So as I said previously, predictive AI has been powering most of our applications for years. Okay, in the background, without us realizing that there is an AI helping out. It was only when now we had the chat GPT that we realized, okay, there is also another use case of AI. And this type of AI is called generative AI. It's not the first one, actually. ChatGPT or this is not the first one. We have had generative AI models for ages. We have what we call variational autoencoders. We have the GANs, generative adversarial networks. All these were able to generate images, train them on images, and they can even generate images for you. For the case of, let's say, natural language, we had LSTMs. All these can be able to generate text. LSTMs were able to generate poems, paragraphs, summarizations, and what have you, way back before we even conceptualize ChatGPT. But most of them, they are used maybe for research purposes and what have you, not mostly for day-to-day use case. It's only when ChatGPT came that changed that paradigm. And some of the applications of ChatGPT also, as I mentioned earlier, is the AI generated textbooks at Carnegie Learning Center. So the professors realized their textbooks are outdated and they needed to update the content of the textbook. They come to realize that this AI, generative AI tools, for example, ChatGPT, have been trained on huge corpus of data, and their data that they were trained on are very recent. For example, I think ChatGPT, the last update was December 2023, so very recent. So you can't compare it with maybe a textbook that was published 30 years ago or 20 years ago. So they came with their textbooks, provided these all textbooks, and asked the AI to generate or update the content of the textbook given the recent information or data. And that's how they were able to come up with their textbooks, which they are currently using. You have the ETS, which is the educational test. This is the company, educational testing service, that provide exams such as the TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, GMAT, and so on. So ETS, what they did was to use the generative AI to help with essay scoring. So you provide your essay. For example, if you are writing analytical section for the GRE, They will now use the AI to be able to score you based on the scale of 1 to 5. Based on that, you get your score. If you are writing, let's say, TOEFL, same thing. You are doing maybe the writing section, the AI can be able to score your essay. That's what they use it for. After, they were using generative AI to generate simulation environments. For example, if you said, okay, for every situation you are going to have to sit and design the simulation environment, it will be very difficult. But if you have an AI that can adapt to the demand of a student, maybe you want to do an experiment on a certain problem that there is no simulator to help you do that. The AI can now just generate that simulation environment for you, and then you can leverage that to be able to carry out your experiment. That's what they did in Labster. Then finally, we have the multimodal. This one is very recent, very, very recent, as I said. Uh, I think maybe just a few months ago when we have this multimodal AIs. But some of the things you can do with the multimodal AI is what we call the natural image understanding. So you can have an image and you can provide it to the AI and you can ask it to label the things it can see in the image, and it will be able to come up with labels for you. And by the way, I generated this image with ChatGPT Plus. So yeah, that's something it can do for you. Video question and answering, as I said earlier, the AI can now watch videos and answer questions based on the content. All you have to do is to provide it with the URL, give it the link, and it will watch the video on your behalf, and it will be able to answer questions related to the video. Automatic speech recognition and translation. Okay, this is also something that has been actually implemented for some ages, right? I think Siri has been in existence for quite some time, Cortana, Alexa, all. But all of them have now started to switch to these models because they are more powerful. Not only can they understand English, but they can understand other languages as well. You can speak in English and they can generate, you know, translation in other languages and respond to you in a different language. And that's something that the previous models cannot do. So this is something these models can do. We have spatial reasoning and logic. So it's very important sometimes when you are thinking, you can think in the space dimension. All right. For example, if I say I have something on top of the table and something below the table, this is something that is space bound. You know, top and bottom, this is a space bound. And maybe because something is on top, we will be able to do a different function with it. And something that is below the table, we will do some different function with it. So for the AI to have this sense of space is an additional feature that it doesn't have before. Now with this, it can be able to do more functionalities and be able to do more things. Then lastly, we have the mathematical reasoning in visual context. You can provide some mathematical solution, for example, your whiteboard, take a snapshot of your whiteboard, you provide it to the AI, and the AI will be able to look at the whiteboard, look at what you did on the whiteboard, maybe even give you suggestions, what you did wrong in the solution, and what is it that you are trying to solve. And this is something that these multimodal AIs can do now. All right. So this is a little bit about AI evolution. So starting from predictive AI, which has been there for years with us, to generative AI, which we come to learn of recently for those who are not in the AI arena. And then we have the multimodal AI, which is the most recent AI. Okay, so if you have some questions, you can go ahead and ask. I told you last time that we're going to show you our proprietary AI powered system. And for all of you, if you find it interesting and you will want to also leverage that, you can also join the waiting list. Once we launch it in April, you can be able to use it, or we will help you set it up for your institution or for yourself if you are a teacher. All right. This is the waiting list. You can scan this barcode and you can be able to register your interest for the app. Okay, I will still send the code in the chat, the direct link which you can use in case if the barcode is not it's not convenient for you. Okay, all right, so let me, yeah, AI list, sure, let me do that. Okay, so you can check the chat. The chat sent the waiting list link for the waiting list in the chat. Okay, so Sophia is asking for the some of the tools, right? Okay, so these are some of the tools that you can go and Google about and see which ones will suit you best. But yeah, so what we are building with the app, which I have sent you the link, is to try to come up with a system that will do all what these tools can do for you and more. Okay, so it will do everything this can do as well as do more for you, for your students, and for your institution. Some of these tools can only work for you. Okay, they cannot help your student. Some of them can help your students, but they cannot help your institution. Okay, or your, yeah. So this is done. We can move to the demo. Okay, is that clear? Questions before we start the demo? Okay, I believe not. No question. Okay. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so this is the app is currently under development. As I said, we are hoping to launch it by April 2024. All right. So you can log in or you can sign up actually as a student or a learner or as an instructor or an admin. And this is something also we intend to allow for everybody to do. You can also create something similar with that for your own academy or for your own school or for your own organization. You will be able to upload your logo, also connect with your subdomain or domain, and you will have a costume tool for you. So you can test this out. All right. So here, for example, you can sign in as a learner. And you can see some of the features we provided for the students as well. Because as I said, we are not just providing features for only teachers, but students as well as the administrators. Okay. So yeah. So this is the dashboard, and normally what we have here, you can see we have uh, some section here for recommended learning. So this is powered by a predictive AI. By default, it is going to look at your history, what you have been learning so far, and it will recommend some courses for you based on the given courses provided by our institute. Okay, we have provided, different sections where you can provide self-paced learning. So let's say you have courses or you are recording courses and you want to provide self-paced learning. This is an option where you can upload all your recordings and make them into classes or courses. If you want to provide a specialization, for example, data science is a specialization that contains different soft fields under it, right? Maybe machine learning, you have to also do some statistics, linear algebra, and what have you. So you can put everything into a specialization. You can provide it as a self-paced course for students to follow along and learn. We also provide the instructor-led learning. So some tools out there or some learning management tools, they only provide self-paced learning. You cannot have instructor-paced learning. And we believe that some students prefer to have teachers guide them, okay, to have an instructor with them. That is the best way they can learn. And for that reason, we also provided this module so that we can have instructors leading the classes. Also, maybe an instructor might want to offer a course or a specialization. Okay, so these are some of the courses we offer and some of the specializations. Lastly, we have also event and recordings. So like this event which we are holding now, we might also want to upload it online so that our 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 visitors can also be able to access them. For example, this is Python Master class, which we also hold as a workshop event every Wednesdays. Okay, so you can come and you can see, you can go to the event session. These are some of the sessions which we hold before. You can open each session and you can see. So students can be able to watch the videos, the recorded sessions. You can also be able to download the resources. Okay, for example, the PowerPoint slides, they can be able to download it. If I'm teaching them coding, I will also upload all that in the station resources, and they can also be able to access it. Another thing is they can take notes as well as ask questions. Okay, this is AI powered. So the ask question is a module we provided for students to be able to ask questions in real time. Okay, maybe a student missed a session because of any personal reason, okay, and he would like to ask some questions, okay, while he is watching the pre-recorded video. When he is watching the video, when she's watching the video, she has some questions or doubts. We implemented this AI to help with that. As you are watching the video, you can ask the question. For example, we can, let's see, watch this video, and maybe we will come out with the equation. Okay, so maybe as we watch the video, we can see. Okay, so yeah, placing elements in the list. Okay, you can say, can you clarify further what it means to access elements in a Python list? You know, so you will get the response. This is something maybe before the generative AI, you can only get this when you have an instructor with you, right? When the instructor is with you teaching you, you can then ask a question. But as you can see, as I am watching the video, I can pause the video and ask a question relevant or directly related to what I'm watching in the video. Okay, so this is a feature which we've added to enhance our student learning experience. All right, so that's some of the things. We also have some additional features. For example, we have some quizzes. Teaching assistant will offer tutoring support regardless of what you are asking it about. We also have the assignment checker where the student can upload an assignment and will be able to maybe get a feedback. Okay, the student can be able to get a feedback. All right. So this is some of the things. Of course, we will add some additional features for our students to enhance their learning experience. So let's see what happens with the teacher. So if I'm an instructor, sign in, then I enter an email. Okay, so this is something also for the instructors. Instructors can be able to create courses. Okay, these are the courses for each instructor. Here you can see we have some self-paced courses, we have instructor-led courses. Maybe we are providing instructor-led courses, which are this. We have also events which I'm holding. Okay, I'm holding AI. I did this in January. We are doing this one, AI in education, and we are also doing this Python programming masterclass. Okay, so these are the courses which I am teaching and which I am offering currently, the self-paced and the instructor-led. I can create new courses, and I can also leverage AI to help me generate contents. I can create lessons. I can create quizzes. I can look at my students, and these are some of the tools which we provided for the teachers. Okay. Yes, some of them are still under development, but all of them will be ready by the time we launch. Okay, for example, we have the content generator. You can generate some content. You can open this. For example, let's say I want to generate a content for post-secondary school. Okay, the subject, let's go with the mathematics. Content type is lesson plan. We are going to add more content types. Okay, let's say lesson plan. Yeah. So what values does this platform provide that AI tools you mentioned cannot do? Okay, one, you cannot host classes or courses on OpenAI ChatGPT, right? So that is something this can do, which OpenAI ChatGPT cannot do. And this is the main idea behind having the ability to build AI-powered systems. Okay, as a data scientist, these are the use cases which you leverage your knowledge of data science to be able to come up with. We have, for example, this as an AI-powered learning system. You can have also similar system for accountants. You can have, this system for lawyers. You can have system for health professionals. I've worked with different companies. For example, I'm currently working with also a company as a consultant, but they are developing an AI-based therapist. There is a therapist that is going to be an AI-based therapist. So that's what they are building. And it was a very nice use case. For me, I'm from the educational background, having been a teacher for ages, and also having the idea and knowing the ins and outs of AI and the current state of the art. That's why I am building AI tool for educators, because I believe this is where my strength is. I know there are also some, like the person I'm working with that is building the therapist. Okay, she is a medical doctor. I think, yeah, she is a medical doctor for years. Now she wants to also leverage the data and her own experience, her own personal experience, so that she can build a chatbot that can provide therapy. So that is something unique to her. Why is it unique to her? Is because her data set is her own data set. OpenAI doesn't have access to her own data set. They can't have access to it. And that's what they call a moat. That's their own differentiator. You too, if you have any personal data, which is your own personal data, maybe it is your curated experience over the years, and you can come up and build an AI tool that will significantly give you an edge against anybody else who is going to develop something similar because of your own data. There are so many things OpenAI can do, that tools can do, but one thing they cannot do is to download your own experience. That is only for you, right? So that's what we do actually as AI engineers. We build systems that will leverage the experience and expertise of people so that you give them something unique to themselves. Okay, we can continue with this demonstration topic or keywords. Okay, I'm under mathematics. I can say trigonometry. For example, I will generate content. Okay. Okay, so it has generated the content for me. This is the lesson plan for trigonometry basics, and yeah, because I chose, yeah. So objective is this: introduction, sine, cosine, and what have you. Okay. We also have, for example, we have the assessment builder. So you might want to maybe generate questions and answers. Okay. You can come here. You can say, I want to generate assessment for, yeah. Okay, let's go with biology. I like heart. Okay, the human heart in biology. Okay, and I want it to be multiple choice, so I can generate questions. Okay, so you can see it has generated questions about human heart for me. Multiple choice. What is the main function of the human heart? A. Pump blood throughout the body, digest food, control breathing, filter waste products. The answer is A. So I can use this, copy it, and go and paste it in my course development, document, and I will have this ready for use anytime. We also have the chatbot, also just like OpenAI. You can see this is our chatbot, also built in, and we can ask those questions we ask ChatGPT. You can ask it the same. This is ChatGPT 4. I have to mention this. Okay, this is ChatGPT 4. Just like the ChatGPT 4 which I used there, it's also the same. So we also added it as part of our AI powered platform. So we can ask, okay, this is some example. What is classroom management, and how can I leverage its best practices to improve the learning experience of my students, Can ask this question. So what? Okay, yeah. So as you can see here, it has already provided the response about classroom management and how you can use it to help you improve the learning experience of your students, create a safe space and new students, and so on. Okay, so we have added this tool as well, and we have the feedback bot. So let's say you give your students assignments and you would like to understand and generate feedback. Okay, so let's say okay, so check the grammatical error in this picture, and also provide suggestions and feedback to improve the essay. Okay, so you can upload. Let's look for simple essay. That's it. Personal statement. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this new desktop. Yeah. Okay, so it is going to upload assignment. Okay, success. So this is the assignment, and I can generate feedback for the student. So this is, I think, the latest feature which we just recently added. We are working on others, and we are working on adding other features so that we can build the system that will provide all these functionalities and features to educators. Basically, what you normally have is to have all these integrated systems, with each system trying to solve one particular problem for you. But what we are trying to do here is to see if we can integrate everything under a single system. So you can see this, the image you provided contains an essay with a job personal statement sample heading. The essay has some grammatical errors and areas that could be improved for clarity and impact. Here's a breakdown of suggestions. One, I have a fashion for this. And you can see all of that. You can copy the response and maybe send it back to the student in an email or something. All right. So these are the features which we have so far. Okay, we are working on adding some. And you will really appreciate it if you can also tell us some of the features you would want to see in the app, which is why we are also holding these workshop sessions, because we want to get feedback from teachers, maybe get some ideas, understand what and how we can be able to provide a system that will work for them. All right. So I think I have only 2 minutes left before the time. Okay, so in case if you need to see the recording of this session, you can go to our YouTube channel, Asat Academy, and you'll be able to get access to the recording, okay, of this. Or you can just sign up on this app, okay, this same app, and we upload the AI education. All the workshops we do, we try to upload the contents there, as well as also the slides. Okay. We also do workshops, as I said. I'm sure you registered on Eventbrite, so the same. Just try to follow us on Eventbrite for future events. So lastly, if you need some additional maybe assistance, you can reach out to me. You are very welcome. Okay, you can scan this barcode and you can book a meeting for free. I like to brainstorm with people, very helpful. So please, if you need any assistance, any additional assistance, just scan this. I will also send the link in the chat. Okay, just in case if you are interested, just reach out to me, and I will be happy to discuss things with you further. Okay, so questions? I guess no questions. All right, thank you and take care. Thank you. Bye. Okay, for those who need the code, right? Okay. Thank you, friend. Yeah. These are my contact details. Okay, bye. See you. Have a great day. All right. Looking forward to that thing. I look forward to you reaching out. Happy to always be service. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye.